Well, speaking about faceless minorities, Tim Scott's and Vivek's, something that's interesting that's happening right now, and I think very dangerous, is, we're sitting there with the polls, and you're thinking to yourself, isn't Donald Trump on trial? Shouldn't he be like catering? Oh yeah. Isn't he facing 88 indictments and 4 criminal trials? And isn't he sharding his way through this trial in New York right now, where allegedly he paid hush money to Stormy Daniels, an adult film star, a campaign finance violation, because it was hush money to stop her from talking about their affair during the 2016 election. And Michael Cohen gave some damning testimony yesterday. Stormy Daniels gave some damning testimony. Pecker, the head of National Enquirer, gave some damning testimony. Meanwhile, not affecting Donald Trump whatsoever. And Donald Trump has been held in contempt. He comes out, can't help himself, threatens the judge, threatens the judge's daughter, talks smack against everyone. So he is tired of losing money. So what's happening instead, Danielle, is that Republicans are going to New York. Mike Johnson, the head, the leader of the House Republicans, is in New York, repeating all of his talking points, talking about the judge, talking about the judge's daughter. Vivek is there. Some other folks are there. And not only that, they're dressed like him. They're wearing the same cheap red tie, the same cheap white shirt, the same cheap jacket. And, I'm sitting there thinking, earlier today, I was thinking, oh my God, it's like the Minions. But I didn't want to disrespect Minions, because Minions actually don't dress like Gru. They do whatever Gru tells them to do, and they want to please Gru, but they have their own personality, right? One has overalls, another one has glasses. These people go a step further. They'll be like, no, we want to be Minion Plus. We'll dress like you. We'll abandon all self-dignity. Hello, Ron DeSantis. We will go vouch for a man who has committed an affair with an adult film star, and at the same side of the mouth, we'll go and preach the Bible. And we will do this because we're not under, we're not having the trial, so we won't be held for contempt. And we'll take this moment to actually make Donald Trump look like the victim. Meanwhile, Joe Biden wants to go, when they go high, and what is it? When they go low, we go high. They're not talking about it at all. No Democrats are talking about this case. And voila, this is what we have. I think that's terrifying. The fact that we have minions now. This is like a cult.
I mean, it's not like a cult. It is a cult. What do cult figures do? They all wear the same sneakers. They all drink the same Kool-Aid. Like, that's what they do. And this is what they showed. And I think that, one, it is absolutely terrifying, right? To see these people debase themselves in such a manner that they're going to walk and talk like the boss. Right. We talk about them as a cult. We talk about them as a crime organization. But I think that it's fair to say, too, that I'm not so certain that this isn't a part of the gag order violation, that these people can't be held in some type. I don't know.
I don't know either right now.
I don't know either right now, but it's one of the questions that has been swirling around, that the gag order was also for his family and I think surrogates. And this is what he has got now, is they're not campaign surrogates, right? They're Donald Trump's porn is great surrogates, right? Like this is who they are. They're not out there campaigning for Donald Trump, right? They're out there trying to sway public opinion and get a hung jury.
Which is what I think is going to happen. I hope I'm wrong, but I think he's going to skate on a mistrial.
I'm not so sure. Like I honestly, I think that it really is a toss up. I think that it is not about the witnesses that have been on the stand. I think that it is the documents that Donald Trump signed while he was president of the United States to pay back Michael Cohen, who served time. Why is it that Michael Cohen has gone to jail and served time, but the person that directed him to do the dirt is going to get off? And Donald Trump, in his own words, said this is going to be very bad for the election, right? This was not, I think that it would almost have been guaranteed for a hung jury or a mistrial if, in fact, you couldn't prove very clearly that Donald Trump was hiding this because he really cared about his wife and his marriage versus cared about right. But that's even
sorry. I felt compelled to laugh.
Right, but you could have said he did all of this because he didn't want to hurt Melania and didn't want, it was just in a tough position, like whatever you want to spin it. But the fact is that they all came out and knew this is bad for the election, which is why this is election interference and not just about hush money.
That's right.
This
That's the main thing.
This isn't just about an affair. Like I was saying this the other day, that when we look at the scope of affairs, okay, let's go to Clinton, right? Let's go to Clinton and Monica Lewinsky in the 90s, which was, oh my God, the most horrible thing that could have ever happened to the American presidency at that time. How laughable is this?
Also, Paula Jones.
We look at this, right? And Paula Jones, right? Clinton wasn't cheating on his wife to advance his political career. He was cheating on his wife because he's a cheater, right? Like, because this is not a man that is faithful.
I just can't help it. I need a new woman every week.
Exactly. But if in fact he was trying to get information from Monica Lewinsky, trying to stop Paula Jones from speaking out for his reelection, then you're talking about election interference, right? Like, if this was just an affair and Donald Trump hadn't paid her off, or this happened years ago and we have to focus on the fact, and this is what the prosecution has to do. They have to focus on the fact that this is about the election. Remove the salaciousness and focus on the fact that he suppressed these women's voices, sent them money, smeared his people with the National Enquirer, all to lie to constituents about his character, right? And who he is. That's it.
But this is where I think Democrats are failing, because there's a trial happening right now, but there should also be a media trial. And I can tell you from what I've heard is most people think, oh, they're just going after him because he had sex with an adult film star. What they haven't done is what you just did. Well, no, it's actually campaign finance violation and election interference. And this man is so corrupt that he unleashed his goons to shut her up so that you, the American public, would not know that this man was having an affair. And oh, by the way, other people have gone to jail for this. This is illegal. That is the case that has not been made. And I blame the Democrats for not taking advantage of this moment and breaking it down just like you did, Danielle, for the American public. And I can tell you, thanks to the interference and the sand that is being thrown in the gears every night on Fox, that most people are like, it's a witch hunt. Who cares? He had sex. We know he's terrible, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I don't think this case is having an effect on the electorate. If the Democrats went out every single day and said what you said, this is part of a continued behavior of a man who is utterly lawless, who will throw anything and everyone under the bus, who has a disregard for our criminal justice system, for our Constitution, for our rule of law, who will use corruption and fraud to get ahead. And this is what this case is about. Campaigns finance violation, right? Election interference. If American public knew that he was sleeping with adult film star and paid her off right before the election, do you think they would have voted for him? I don't think so. I think Hillary Clinton would have barely won, Danielle. Let's not forget, it was Comey 11 days before the election who decided emails, and that could have done it. So don't you think if 11 days before the election, we found out that this guy had paid off an adult film star and had these salacious details, and then had his goon Michael Cohen pay her off using, campaign money, and then also had worked with David Pecker of National Enquirer to shut up people? Don't you think that would have affected the election?
Yes, because then just add that on top of the grab them by the pussy comment.
There you go.
Right? So you have that audio, and then you would have had this evidence of multiple payoffs, right? And the National Enquirer
as well, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Karen McDougal. So multiple payoffs, the audio tape, the suppression of stories vis-a-vis the National Enquirer. That would have been the October surprise. Not James Comey reopening a bullshit investigation 11 days before an election. So with that, I think that she would have won by the skin of her teeth.
Yep. It would have been a reversal. I agree with you.
So but the reason why, and I know that we're given our final thoughts here, but the reason why Democrats are staying away from this is because of and I love me some Michelle Obama, but it is because of when they go low, we go high. This is too salacious. We don't need to get into the mud of this and let the justice system, play out the way that the justice system is going to play out, right? Fact of the matter is, if Donald Trump has lined up his stooges, the Democrats need to line up the truth,
There you go.
right? And combat their stoogery and their fuckery with actual facts.